made it to Vamara Village! Why don't we talk to some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about...
Hello there. You looking to buy something?
Oh, no, we're adventurers. Catherine...
Ah, so you're here about that, then. You're not... To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out here, confident they'd be able to help us, only to leave soon after with nothing to show for their efforts. We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village has practically been overturned in search of clues. But no one has been able to make any...
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name?
I don't know. I really have no...
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just giving you my answer to your questions. I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. When you live in the same village as someone, you develop a lot of memories together. We just don't know the specifics. Maybe we did. At least that's what everyone in the village seems to think.
All right, specific...
Young guy, in his early 20s probably. Incredibly kind, sort of. I chat with him when I...
Now that you've started talking about...
But of course, there aren't many young...
Could he have just moved away?
No, he's not the type...
Huh. All right, thanks for the information. If this commission is really as challenging as Catherine made it out to be, we're gonna need to carry out a very detailed investigation.
It's the guests I hear.
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for the guy that's gone missing.
Ah, so that's what brings you to these parts. Coming all this way for our sake. That's so very kind of you. With your help, I trust that young man's case is in good hands.
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. I'm happy to help any way I can. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance. But I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. Not recently, of course. That loss has left me feeling quite empty. I don't think his parents are still living in the village. But somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he was usually the one offering companionship to others. He would often take time to visit the elderly or play with the orphans in the village. And whenever someone had something on their mind, he was there to listen with open ears. He always knew just what to say. As the village chief, I owe him many thanks. Helping villagers navigate difficult moments in their lives should have been one of my responsibilities. But he was often the one rising to the occasion.
Wow. He seems like such a nice and gentle person. No wonder his disappearance of... But, you wouldn't happen to know any details about his name, address, or family situation, right?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just can't remember. No matter how you look at it, I should know those things. But for some reason, no matter how hard I try to remember, the information just doesn't come. Perhaps my age really has caught up with me this time.
It's okay. There's no need to force yourself to try and remember. We'll figure something out. Well, Traveler, what do you think? Paimon thinks so too. And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family. Wait, so you're saying it's not that he's been erased, necessarily, but more like he never existed to... Okay, Paimon's gonna need...
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right?
Yep, sure are. We were just looking into the cave.
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness. My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in...
Yeah, no need to worry.
I'm not...
Time to go.
Phew.
Is this the place? Under this tree?
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is very meaningful to me. It's so full of memories. We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look... I was actually adopted by the people of Vamar village. The forest, I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village was so
Alone?
how should I put it? Bring you. Everyone has their own problems to deal with. Really? You know exactly how I feel?
Aww.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing villager, well... I guess you could say that to me. He felt like both a family member I could rely on and a friend who could really understand me. No matter what came my way, I knew I could always talk to him. He was so thoughtful ever since he disappeared. There's been so much I wanted to tell him. No, none of those things matters now. I just really want to see him again.
Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. He'd share a lot of his own wild ideas as well. Oh, right! I did ask him about his parents once. But all he said was, they're not here anymore. I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village or passed away, and I didn't want to pry.
Still not much to go off of.
Look at me. Talking your ear off and still nothing to show for it. I'm sorry I wasn't more help. The last time I talked this much in one go was when we were still together. Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, look at those hilly trails over there. Doesn't it seem like they're acting a little strange? The Abyss Order. Could they be the ones behind all of this? Uh-oh, we've been spotted! Quick, get ready to fight!
Whirling snow! I will not stand for this! I have dishonored!
Clouds high. The birds call.
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting...
It was no trouble.
Now that they seem agitated and would often attack...
Maybe the Abyss Order really is involved. Well, we should head back and check out the situation in Vimara Village just in case. If the Abyss Order is plotting something that could spell trouble for the village.
Yeah, I think that should count.
Wait a second. The person... It's Dainslev!
Ah, it's you two.
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then.
Yep, see you later, Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us or something?
It's hardly personal, or intentional for that matter.
Ah, so you're...
Naturally. Hold on. No matter. The Abyss Order is most certainly planning some...
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the...
As things stand,
Still, the hilichurl activity is causing a lot of problems for the people.
the best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning. That, and you shall have them. I never intended to... Don't worry. There should be ample time to talk. Ah, so that was the commission that brought you here to Vimara Village. Someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. I would agree that it's unlikely you have a simple missing persons case on your hands. However, any possible connection to the Abyss Order is still unclear. It appears all we have by way of clues is increased hilichurl activity, and that is certainly not much to go off of.
Right! That mysterious voice he heard in his sister's memory. The one who called himself a sinner. Who is he?
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you? I said there's still hope for the two of you to wreck the sinner you wish to know about. His situation is different. His name is Vedrfolnir. I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin.
Your brother?
There were 5 of them. The 5 sinners of Kanria. The wise Roptatir. The visionary Vedrfolnir. Gold. No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their name.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhyndaughtr is the one who created Albedo. Sertologi is Skirk's master. And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vedrfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clothar to create the Abyss Order was him?
They were once people of great esteem in Kanria. Those who carried the hopes of the nation. 6 of us. Yet, so they became sinners. But also, and when the cataclysm occurred, indeed, if they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire world. Of course. As I said, I never intended to hide anything from you.
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched. By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osial and make a god or something?
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment. The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward. There are many signs pointing to that effect.
Then what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, we'll be able to deduce the Abyss Order's true objective. Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
The ley lines?
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe that was due to the fact that the ley lines in that area were unstable. My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
Wait, then our commission here in Vimara Village, the person who seems to exist only in people's memories, could it be connected?
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing persons case could very well turn out to be the key.
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating somewhere a little further away tomorrow. So tired. Paimon used way too much brain juice yesterday. It's all Dane's fault saying all that complicated stuff. Well, let's go find Dane. We've got a lot to do today.
Strike a pose! I want to go traveling too!
Dane? Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out? Did something happen?
The missing person from your commission.
Oh, young guy? Early 20s?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that... What memories?
Maybe we just talked too much about him yesterday and you had a weird dream or something?
No, it wasn't a dream. And I'm certain I've never met this person before. I remember handing him the eye of the first...
What? Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order then!
Indeed. And it appears he possesses the ability to implant memories into the minds of others.
Wait then. All the memories the villagers have of him. But why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important...
What sort of
that their goal is still to... I am the only person who knows its location. Your concerns are not entirely... However, considering their... Come with me. We must...
Oh, so you're going to take us?
Of course.
How brilliant!
So you hid it way out here? Not a easy... Well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
Hey, wait up!
Shine down! Look alive!
Everyone hold hands!
There is no...
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there.
Buckle up!
I see everything.
The show begins! Illusion shattered! Torn to oblivion!
Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism. The door's open. Let's go. Our destination is just up ahead.
Shine down!
Looks like we can't go any further.
Be on your guard.
It's the Abyss Order! They're here!
Get it on! There is no escape!
Hey, let's change tactics.
I see dominion!
Grow, grow, grow!
Buckle up! Hey!
Strike a pose!
Absurd! Let's get it on! Detached from the world.
Let's call a ceasefire!
Look alive!
Desolation!
How dare you! The show begins!
Let's get it on!
Foolish mortals!
Just as I suspected. The false memories were a trap. The Abyss Order just... Now that they're in the vicinity, we should...
Dane? What's wrong?
Can you feel that? There's been a
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing.
You too. Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place. The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, I suspect you might finally have... Just think of it as a way to divide and conquer. I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
You risked your safety and that of the Eye? That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight Sword.
So you came here all on your own? What about those followers?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better that I face you alone. I know you must have a lot to say, but if it's a conversation you want, you'll have to defeat me first.
The Abyss Order's on the move. The ley lines are all out of whack. We better hurry back to Vimara Village. Hey, look at those hilly trails. Weren't they acting super agitated just a little while ago?
In the New World, they bade farewell at last. Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed and pure.
Did you hear that? It sounded so gentle. Oh, this is weird. Looks like the same thing is happening over here too.
You see, we've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love. Release your tears. You know.
Over there. It looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered, softly, "Sleep well, Father. When you awake, that which differentiates us."
It almost sounds like a poem or some kind... Well, now that the hilly trails have calmed down, Vimara... Let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our...
Shower me with praise!
Grandpa Medea, is everyone all right? The Abyss Order's...
The Abyss Order? Thank you for your concern, but as far as I'm aware...
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about the missing village...
Someone's gone.
Huh? Well, you know, the young guy from Vimara Village. The one you've been looking for all this time. That's kind of the whole reason we're here.
Ah, I do apologize, you two. I hope I'm... At least right now, I can't seem to recall whatever...
But how is that? Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been erased again? You're right. We should narrow down...
Someone's gone missing?
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things about earlier? He's around 20 years old, and you said he was a kind, warm...
Oh, I know who you...
Really?
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. Then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too. They could...
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just saw him? Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memories, but that we've somehow returned to a time before?
Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukadevada, no one remembers him. Because there's been a change in people's memories. If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, if this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory right now.
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in someone else's memory, just like how you entered your sibling's memory. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. Right. If he's someone... But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him... Who knows how long this ley line disturbance... Good idea! That we pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to... Right! That, like, does it maybe leave a trick?
If time was allowed to pass within the...
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That's the tell of the fake memory, the implanted memory. If the memories, like there could be overlap, that's why he makes sure the
color of the sky coincides with the moment in time she described. The color of the sky.
Oh, right! That's a...
Come to think of it, every time always passed by really slowly. Even when it...
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely... Yeah, that's...
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. It's okay if you don't.
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong... You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
Oh, right! This version of Atosa hasn't met us yet.
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me. So, I should see what they need.
Another time, huh? Yeah.
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
Dane's brother, one of the 5 sinners of Conria. No, that doesn't seem right. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the Loom of Fate. The founder of the Abyss Order, The man who broke the curse of immortality. No. That... You're... Kari Bear Alberic.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling's memory. You saw... This is Atosa's memory. I came here to say goodbye to her. But I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come, let's find... I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this, and now, the time has finally arrived. Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. And a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the loom of fate. But, despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the loom of fate. I was merely used as a means for its construction. In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the loom of fate. As for your question, the loom of fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines. In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But, as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, it has the power to weave real ley lines of its own. Once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories, but it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world. Yes, I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation. After all, its existence cost me my life. Ah, that. I was wrong to implant those memories. I'm sorry, I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world. As if... I know what you must be thinking. Why would I do something so... But I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What other people would think of me. Chief Ahmadiyya, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa. What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life and a peaceful... I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my... Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. One memory at a time. I know it sounds stupid. After all, my life ended a long time ago. Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them find me. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the suddenness of it all. I know. Captain Dainsleif. Twilight's sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Things should already be settled on his end. Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this can only mean one thing. The loom of fate has already been completed. No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he? His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye in order to have the chance to confront the princess. He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. That's right, because in his mind, he had given it to you already. Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary, and took that memory to be real. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to... I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but I truly have no idea what the princess is planning. Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that are in the face of everything they could be planning. In any case, I had my own... You remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic. I believe after he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form, I suffered from an indescribable level of mental anguish. To comfort me, my father told me a story, that this was a fairy tale world where I had to take on the form of a little monster. That story managed to dispel my fears, even if just for a moment. My goal was simple, to use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, when its ability to create memories was at its strongest, to implant a specific memory into the minds of the hilichurls. In that memory, I would tell them a story. can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to it. All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the loom of fate. In truth, that trace of my consciousness should have dissipated long ago. But now, the bedtime story is finished.
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time. Kari Bear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too. Well, how about a conversation? The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. Wouldn't you agree? That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me. Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even the loom of fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential. But there's still time before the heavenly principles awaken. Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria, there's been no sign of activity. Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Yes? Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the Heavenly Principles situation. However, the Heavenly Principles will awaken. We just don't know when that will be, or what might trigger it. You could say that. Just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Quiet and peaceful. Even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it. So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist? Of course, that's only one example. My feeling... Ether?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that. There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now. There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end. Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together, you told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me, well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean...
I miss you too, Ether. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes, let alone my own brother.
Huh? What's going on?
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Kari Bear gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here. Everything in the space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now?
Still so sleepy. Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they saw us sleeping near the village yesterday. They couldn't wake us up no matter how hard they tried, so they decided to just bring us back here. Oh, and Dane came by just now. It looked like he didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were all right and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for ya. Let's think for a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that guy you called Kari Bear. He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened. Wait, really? What is... Well, what happened after that?
Ah, there you are. Sleep well?
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. Wasn't anything good or bad, I'd say. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel right to leave all the searching to the adventurers. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all came back to him. According to him, one day around dusk, he was passing by this one tree outside the village, and he saw our missing villager. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. They looked like quite a happy family, apparently. And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Kind of strange that we forgot all about it for so long. Oh, and we also remembered his name, Kari Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner. Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is, and we're all relieved now that we know what happened.
Seems like everyone thinks Kari Bear left the village. That's... Paimon wonders how Atosa's doing. Maybe we should go check on her. Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so she's probably at the tree. Come on. doing?
Oh, it's you two. I was part of the search party, so honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so important. It's funny, but I have this feeling he told me the same thing. I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Life is made up of a series of memories. As long as I'm just happy I got to meet him. So, who cares what happens in the future, right? Okay, I'll admit. I'm just putting on. I was dumped. Otherwise, why would he just leave like that without saying good? You don't. It's just like Kari Bear said. It's the things we overcome that make life more precious. And you know, if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and see me one. Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two. I promised I'd help Granny to.
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone's lives can go back to normal now. Oh, right! Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened after your conversation with Kari Bear? A picture?